Good evening, Rihanna. I hope you're doing well. I had something that I needed to ask you about. So I'd appreciate it if you could just give me a moment of your time this evening.
Hello, Emma. It's nice to hear from you. It's been quite a while since we've last spoken. I honestly had forgotten you had my Line account info.
A little birdie told me that you were going to that new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown this Saturday. Is that true?
I'm sorry. How did you hear about that?
My son John heard about it from your boy Chris the other day.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Chris and John are in the same class.
Ah, so it is true then.
Well, yes, we've been planning on it for a few weeks now. We're having a celebration for a family member, so we decided to have the whole family get together.
Oh, isn't that nice? And you're really going to that new place? I'm so jealous. I keep asking my husband to take me there, but he never does.
Yeah, like you said, it's pretty new, so it's no easy feat to get a reservation with them. I was surprised we were able to make ours.
Right? I heard they're fully booked for more than a month. So I hope you don't mind that we'll be tagging along.
Tagging along?
It's been so long since I've been to a good restaurant. I'm so excited. I'll be sure to save up my appetite. I might just skip lunch that day. Actually, I might skip breakfast too.
Emma,
What is it, Rihanna?
I'm not sure how to put this, but are you really trying to invite yourself to a celebration for my family?
Of course I am, dear.
Ah, okay, so you were serious. I'm sorry, Emma. But like I said before, this is a private celebration for a family member, so only family members are coming. So, no, I'm afraid you're not going to be able to join us.
What? Don't be ridiculous. Your son told my son about the party, didn't he? That's as good as an invitation in my book. Why else would he go out of his way to talk about it unless he was implying that we were invited too?
That's nothing even close to an invitation. Chris is just really excited about it all. He's been talking to all of his friends about it for the last week or so. And in any case, I'm not sure how anyone could consider a conversation between two-year-old boys to have any sort of implied invitation, much less your whole family.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. At the very least, your son was gloating about how he was going to a fancy restaurant for a party, and that's incredibly rude. So, to make up for your son's behavior, you're going to let us come with you, and that's final.
Emma, again, I'm sorry, but you're not coming to the dinner. This part was organized by my husband's family member. He is the one who's footing the bill for this whole thing. I can't stop abusing his generosity by bringing along my son's friend's whole family. Don't you see?
Don't think you can hide anything from me, Rihanna. This relative of yours, isn't he the CEO of the award-winning architectural design firm that just put up a brand new office building downtown?
How did you know that?
If I recall correctly, I believe he's your husband's uncle, isn't he? He and my father-in-law were classmates in college.
Ah, well, I guess it's a small world, huh? There's not very many people in this city who have the money and influence to be able to get a reservation at that restaurant, much less be able to pay for a party for the whole family there. You are quite the sleuth, aren't you?
And with how often our boys play together at school, we may not be officially related, but we're practically family, aren't we?
I'm not really sure what you mean.
And since we're practically family, then we have every right to join in family events.
That doesn't even make the slightest bit of sense.
We're looking forward to this Saturday. We'll be sure to be there at least 15 minutes before the reservation time, so we can get started as soon as possible.
Emma, are you listening to me? I've told you time and time again. No! You may not come to the dinner. Hey, Henry, are you done at work yet? I need to talk to you as soon as possible. We've got a big, big, big problem on our hands.
Yeah, I just got finished a little bit ago. What's going on?
It's about the party on Saturday.
Ah, yeah. The Korean barbecue dinner my uncle's storing for us. What about it? Uh-oh. Did something come up? Are you not going to be able to make it anymore?
No, it's not that. It's something a million times worse than that.
Geez, sounds really serious. What's the problem?
There's this woman, Emma. She's the mother of one of Chris's classmates, and she's bound and determined that she's going to join us at the party.
What? How did this happen? What made her think she could come?
She said that Chris was going around to the other kids at school bragging that he was going to eat at a fancy new restaurant. But when I asked Chris about it just now, he said that he had only told one person, a friend of his, that he was going to eat Korean barbecue on Saturday and that he was really excited about it. He didn't tell Emma's son about it all. He just happened to overhear the conversation. He went home and told his mom about it. And whether it was his lie or Emma's embellishment, I'm not sure, but, well, here we are.
I'm not sure I'm understanding this. How did that result in her thinking she could invite herself to our family's dinner?
I'm just as confused as you are. I have no idea what in the world is going on inside that head of hers. I'll show you our text conversation later. But she was jumping to conclusion after conclusion, and using the most strained, bizarre explanations to justify it. I had told her I forgot how many times that she couldn't come, but she just ignored me and said, "See you Saturday!" And that was the last message she sent me.
Huh. Wait a minute. I think I might know this woman you're talking about. You said her name was Emma, right? Is she John's mom by any chance?
Yeah, she is. But how did you know about her?
How could I not? That woman is legendary. Everyone at that daycare knows about her. This isn't the first time she's tried to barge her way into other people's lives in order to get free food. She's a repeat offender. You wouldn't believe how many of the mothers have told me that she's invited them out to lunch only to say, "Oops, forgot my wallet." Then she asks them to pay with the promise that she'll pay it back, but never does. I also heard that she always takes an empty bowl with her when she goes to other people's houses. And after she leaves, they notice that a lot of their leftovers have mysteriously vanished.
Holy cow. What kind of person does that?
That's why she never gets invited to any of the mothers' group events at the school. All the other moms are sick and tired of her mooching off them constantly.
Geez, Henry, I didn't even know about all that. You sure know a lot about her.
Yeah, a coworker of mine told me the other day that Emma had been targeting his wife for the last several weeks until he put a stop to it. Once he caught on to her, he always made sure that he was in the room whenever Emma came over and talked to his wife. And eventually, Emma realized that she wasn't going to get anywhere with them anymore.
Yikes, that's insane. I never really interacted with her very much before. I had no idea that's what she was like.
Well, now you know you need to watch your back too, Rihanna.
What do you mean?
What else? She's obviously chosen you as her next mark.
Oh no. This is terrible. What do you think I should do?
For the time being, the first thing we should do is tell Chris not to talk about the family dinner to anyone else at school from now on. You need to be careful to make sure you don't give out any specific details like where or when it's happening to anyone at school. Actually, don't talk about it at all to anyone other than family.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, I will take care of dropping Chris off and picking him up from school this week. It's actually great timing since I was planning on working from home this week anyway.
Thanks a lot, Henry. I'm sorry that you have to do this because of me.
Hello, Rihanna. Today's finally the day of the big Korean barbecue dinner. I'm so excited. I'll be bringing my whole family along, so make sure you keep 5 seats open for us.
Emma, I distinctly remember telling you that you weren't allowed to come. There are no seats for you and your family. We've already given the restaurant a guest list, and we can't change it anymore.
Oh, that's no issue. Don't be ridiculous. All you need to do is call up the restaurant and ask for a few more seats. It's not like they're going to run out of meat or anything. Even if they did, they could just have a staff member go to the supermarket and pick up some more. Simple.
And what restaurant would that be?
Don't underestimate me, Rihanna. I know that you've been hiding from me this week. You're trying to keep me from finding out about when and where the dinner is, aren't you? You even went so far as having your husband take Chris to school to keep from seeing me, didn't you? I saw right through your half-baked little scheme. So you have to stop playing dumb. There's nothing you can do to stop me at this point, Rihanna. I know everything. As a matter of fact, we're already here. We got to the restaurant about 10 minutes ago. This really is a lovely place.
Wait, you are? That's...
I hope you don't mind that we cook the meat. My boys are starving. We went ahead and ordered plates of the super premium course. So there might be some left for you if you get here in time.
Wow, that's very helpful of you.
It felt so great leaving the house without needing to worry about having enough cash on hand. Or even remembering to bring my wallet at all. It's so nice of you to treat us to such a delicious meal. Oh, the waitress is coming back to the table. I'll go ahead and order another round of the super premium set. We've already eaten most of the first round. The smell of meat grilling really is the best.
Glad you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, I forgot to get drinks. I need to call the waitress back. What kind of wine do you prefer, Rihanna? I've always wanted to try Dom Perignon. I think I'll go ahead and put a bottle on the tab. Oh, but I feel bad for my kids having to watch us have something so exquisite. I'll order another super premium course for them. They're growing boys after all. They'll have no trouble eating it at all. I'll let you know when the waitress comes around with a check, so be sure to have your credit card number handy. Rihanna? Where in the world are you? We've been looking all around the restaurant for you and your family, but we can't find you anywhere. Are you in one of the private rooms? Oh well, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I know you're here anyway. Rihanna, this is the best I've eaten in years. The rest of the family enjoyed it too. So much so that we ended up ordering 25 plates of the super premium course. I'm so stuffed. I couldn't eat another bite. It's getting too late, so we were just about to get back in the car and go home. Yes, and the waitress just brought the check. The total came to $4,000. Be a dear and bring your credit card out to the front counter, would you?
You spent $4,000 on food for just your own family? Wait a minute. It lets me see if I remember right. John has 2 older brothers, right? So with you and your husband, that's 5 people, correct? You ate 25 orders worth of meat with only 5 people? Including a 5-year-old?
Well, my 2 older boys are teenagers, you know? My oldest is on the football team. He's the star of the defensive line. And you know what they say, growing boys need their nutrition. And let me tell you, they got plenty of nutrition tonight. Thanks again for this wonderful dinner, Rihanna. So, I'll be waiting for you at the counter like I said. I hope you have a high credit card limit. Rihanna, where are you? Answer me. I can't believe this. You're not at the restaurant? Then, where on earth are you?
What is it, Emma?
Don't what is it me? You have to pay the check. Didn't you see my message? The total is $4,000. You need to come and pay for it right now. But why aren't you at the restaurant? Where are you? What are you doing?
Restaurant? I'm sorry, Emma. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What restaurant are you referring to?
Now is not the time for games, Rihanna. This is serious. I know you got a reservation at the new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown. The super expensive one. The one that your husband's rich uncle reserved for you. For your party.
Emma, we're not at a restaurant. We're having a catered party at my husband's uncle's house.
You what? A catered party? They don't do catering. I've never heard of a Korean barbecue doing catering before.
Yeah, that's why I said I was surprised we could get a reservation. I guess he had to pull a few strings.
So, you're not at the restaurant? For real?
No, we're not. What gave you the impression that we were?
But you said that you were going to have a party at an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant.
No, I said that we were going to have a party and that we were going to get meat from an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant. I never said that we were going to have a party at the restaurant. Weren't you listening?
But that's... What?
My husband's uncle has a vacation home down by the lake. It's really nice, has its own private dock and everything. But anyway, he invited the whole family down to that lake house for the party. That's where we are right now.
Wait. Then, how are you...
And since we wanted to have a pleasant celebration where the whole family could relax and enjoy each other's company, he had the restaurant cater a party here rather than going to a restaurant to eat.
So, what about me? What am I supposed to do about this $4,000 bill they're asking me to pay? I would never have eaten this much if I thought I was going to have to pay for it. I thought you were paying for it.
Emma, I never once said that I was going to pay for your dinner. As a matter of fact, I explicitly said that you were not invited to the party.
But I told you that I was invited. I told you that I was invited, so I was invited, and that's all there is to it. I told you that you were paying, so you're paying. And that's final. And besides, what kind of cruel, unfeeling woman would pull a joke like this on a dear friend? I think I might have to tell the other mothers at school about your treachery. I'm sure they'd all be utterly appalled at your awful behavior. So this is your last warning. Get down here and pay this bill this instant.
Emma, I'm not sure how you got the impression that we're friends, but we're not even close. We're barely even acquaintances.
Excuse me?
The only reason that I even gave you my contact info was because our kids were in the same class, and we might need to contact each other in an emergency. It turns out that your John and my Chris aren't even that good of friends. They barely ever play with each other. And furthermore, I've heard that you've been going around taking financial advantage of just about all of the other mothers in the class. And most of them have cut all contact with you. So do you really think that anyone's going to be concerned at all with any sort of gossip you may try to spread about me?
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Are you trying to say that I'm some outcast? That everyone sees me as nothing but a moocher?
Yep.
Really?
So like I said, I don't think the words of someone with a reputation as bad as yours will carry much weight at all. Especially considering most of the mothers are your victims. Anyway, if you want to try and defame me, go ahead. Make my day.
Hey!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a party to get back to. And we just cracked open our third bottle of Dom Perignon.
Wait! Hold on. I can't pay a $4,000 bill. I left my wallet at home. Please, Rihanna. Please pay the bill for me.
The restaurant staff realized some time ago that Emma and her family were going to try and pull an eat and run. So they'd already contacted the police, who cut them off when they tried to run out the door. Fortunately for her, though, she had a lifeline. She called her father-in-law, who came down to the restaurant and paid the bill for her. Unfortunately, however, someone was recording the whole incident inside the restaurant that day. They uploaded it to every social media website in existence, and it went viral around the globe. They tried to move out of town to escape the constant snickers and cheers from their neighbors, but nearly everyone with a cell phone had seen the video of their antics. And their reputation followed them wherever they went. It's so bad that they are even having a hard time finding someone who will hire them. Unemployed and homeless, Emma's 3 boys were all taken in by her father-in-law, who runs a karate school. The 3 of them all apologized to me for their mother's behavior before they transferred schools. Hopefully, Emma's father-in-law will raise them up to be proper men. As for Emma, well, I think it's a bit too late for her.
Miss Abby, may I have a moment now? Oh, Miss Dorothy, hello. Anything wrong? I'm having a birthday party for Dave this Sunday. Of course you'll come, right? It's our Dave's birthday party. I know you'll come. I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry. I have plans for Sunday. Thanks for inviting, but I won't be able to make it. Plans? What's more important than Dave's birthday party? I'm sorry. I have to go to my husband's parents' house from Friday. I can't go to his birthday party. I'm sorry for declining your invitation. Your husband's parents' house? What kind of unimportant schedule is that? You're putting it before Dave's birthday. Going to my husband's parents' house. I've been planning to visit my husband's parents for quite some time. Actually, my husband's brother is getting married. We don't get a lot of time off, so we're going there to celebrate. We're going to celebrate the wedding this time. What can I say to Dave then? It's his birthday, but his friend doesn't want to come. He will be shocked. He thinks all of his friends will come. I'm sorry, but I can't come on Sunday. We'll celebrate Dave's birthday on another day. I'm sorry again. You say that, Abby. You always don't come when I invite you. Are you avoiding me? No, it's not like that. It's just that the timing isn't good. When you invite is usually on weekdays. Because we don't have to work. We can live on my husband's income without having to work. Spending holidays with family and weekdays with all my friends. Isn't this normal? If you say it's normal, unlike you, I do work. So even if I'm invited on weekdays, it's hard for me to get together with everyone. I know you're always working hard. I think you should communicate with us a little more. Don't you realize that you're out of place at the preschool? I don't think so. You just don't know it yourself. Everyone says so. We don't get a chance to talk to Abby very often. She's always busy with work, so it's hard to talk to her. I see. I'm sorry about that. That's why I'm asking you out. I'm asking you out of the kindness of my heart, but you always turn me down. I'm sorry. If the schedule matches, I'd like to join you. But I'm not sure if you really mean it. I don't know if that's true. I'm sure everyone wants to get to know each other. Can't you come to the birthday party even if it's just for a little bit? Even if you go to your husband's parents' house, you'll be back on Sunday, right? I'm planning to be back on the evening, but I don't want to bother you too late. Don't worry about that. My husband is away on a business trip, and we'll all get together in the afternoon. We're having dinner at our place anyway. Why don't you and even have dinner here too? I'm sure everyone will be fine. Also, if his friends come, Dave will be happy. I'll discuss it with my husband. My husband has to be up early the next day, so I don't think he can go with us. Oh, that's fine either way. Everyone is with just Mom, and it would just be awkward if they came together, right? So maybe your husband would rather not come. Okay, I'll talk to him. I'll make sure to include Abby and the others in the head count. If you can't come, just call me. I'll let Dave Knight know you're coming too. I got it. I'll do my best to make arrangements. Alright then, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for today. Dave was very happy to see you. No, it was my pleasure. I'm sorry we came in late. Don't worry about it. You helped me clean up the mess. I'm sorry. It must have been tiring for you. No, I'm the one who was late. I didn't help with any of the preparations. Let me at least do that. You really helped me out. I didn't even wash the lunch dishes. I thought it would be hard for me to clean up after everyone left. I'm really glad you helped me. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you very much. It was nice talking with you all. Right? That's why I kept inviting you. Of course. Sorry. By the way, Abby, you're very skillful. To be honest, I thought you're usually so busy with work, so you don't really do any housework. I guess I was wrong. My parents usually take care of Even. I do all the housework. It's not that I'm that good at it. Your parents take care of him? Do you live with your parents? Yes, that's right. My husband and I are both busy with work. I live with my parents and ask them to take care of Even. I didn't know that. Even doesn't go to preschool by bus, so I didn't even know who picks him up. You don't talk much, so I didn't know that. I see. You live together. Yes, I do. My mother always picks him up from the bus stop, and until I come home, he hangs out with her. I see. So it must be hard for your husband. Hard? Living with his wife's parents. It's like living with someone not close to him. I thought it might be uncomfortable and hard for him. That was my concern too at first. My husband and father are very close. They even take Even with them on holidays, and the three of them go out to play together. So it wasn't something to worry about. Well, that's great. It's nice that your husband isn't cramped. But I wonder what your husband's parents think. I can't imagine their son being with other parents more than them. My husband's parents are far away, so we don't get to see them very often. Even if I did go to see them, like this time, I have to make time to go see them. Besides, my husband's brother is going to live with his parents. They've told us to do what we want to do. Well, I guess you got a convenient husband. No, not exactly, but I'm sure he was concerned at first too. I didn't choose him because he was convenient. Oh yeah, I'd like to ask you a favor. A favor? After seeing how well you did the housework today, I came up with a good idea. What good idea? Abby, will you be my housekeeper? What? You said you were working. It's not a big job anyway, right? It's the kind of work a woman can do. That's not true. It is a good job. Think about it. If you start working as a housekeeper in my house, you don't have to ask your mother to pick your son up from kindergarten, and the hours would be shorter. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? I mean, your current salary is low anyway, right? I'll be willing to double it. My husband makes a lot of money. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I have my own responsibilities, and I'm not sure that being a housekeeper is. I don't mean to disrespect housekeepers, of course. I just don't think I'm the right person for the job. Why not? A woman's job responsibilities aren't that big of a deal. If you consider about your child, even an idiot can understand which benefits you more. I think it's great that you get to spend more time with Even. I appreciate you asking, but I'm sorry. I'll have to decline. It's not good. Are you sure? It's not every day you get a chance like this. Yes, it's fine. If you get another chance, please play with Even. Oh, okay. I'll call you later. Okay, I'll see you later. Hey, Abby. You're off today? It's not a weekday, so you're not working, right? No, I am not, but... Oh, hello, Miss Dorothy. Anyway, you're not working. That means you're free, right? Then why don't you go buy our cake? Dave will wait for you, too. What? What's going on all of a sudden? You suddenly asked me to buy a cake. I don't have plans today either. When I was taking a cab home earlier, I saw Abby in front of the station. I assume since you were out this time, you don't have at work today. I thought Even would be happy to hang out with my son. Isn't that nice? Why don't you come over now? Of course, with cake too. Sorry, my husband and I have plans tonight. I don't have much time. I have to go home now. That's fine. It's only 3 p.m. You still have time before your appointment, don't you? I've been free all day today, so just come over and hang out with us for a little bit. Okay, if you really want to hang out for a bit, I'll be fine. I'll wait for you at home. Bring us something. Okay. Hey, are you sleeping? You're still awake, aren't you? Answer me. What's wrong? At this hour? At this hour? It's not midnight. It's already 12. I'm usually in bed. But you're still able to reply. If you answered, that means you woke up, right? I woke up to a notification on my phone. What is it? This is insane to call someone at this hour. My common sense still allows me to be up at this hour, so it's not insane. My common sense says this is an insane time. What is this? At this hour? You know, I had drinks with Yuri's mom today. There's no means of transportation, so I called you to pick me up. What? What are you talking about? I'm not your personal driver or what? What? What are you talking about? You are kind of, aren't you? Huh? Because I'm the boss of the kindergarten, you know. All lower-class people must be my servant. They're all my housekeepers. Obey the orders of the rich. What are you talking about? Dorothy, you're drunk right now. Then what's the matter with you? Just come get me as soon as you can. That's an order. I refuse. I turned down the housekeeper job too. I'm not going to be your maid. What? You think you can say that? You're the one who said that. How can you say that anyway? You call yourself a boss. You have no right to behave like that. You refuse, don't you? I mean, it's crazy that I obey. There's no such thing as hierarchy among kindergarten friends. I'm just saying that I can use a poor working people like you. I can afford to pay and use you. You don't know what's gonna happen if you refuse. I don't know what you're up to. I'm not going to do whatever you tell me to do. If you want to leave, you're on your own. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's late at night. Huh? Wait a minute. Are you listening to me? I told you to come get me, didn't I? You are not ignoring me, right? Hey! Excuse me, Dorothy. Can I talk to you now? Huh? What do you want? I just heard from Even. Is it true that you're telling Dave to exclude Even from the group? So what? It's your punishment for disobeying me, right? Drinking alcohol until late at night and telling others to pick you up. Just because you didn't pick me up. And you drag my kid into this? What are you thinking? So what? Because you disobeyed me, of course. Just because you didn't get your way. You even brought a child into this. Have you got no shame? Is this what adults do? I'm not ashamed. I'm the kind of person who gets rid of people I don't like. No matter who you bring into it? Yes. I just messaged other moms. I told them to stay away from you. Okay, well, I understand. If that's what you want, I'll get the others involved and get rid of you. You started this. I won't forgive you even if you apologize later. What are you talking about? What can you do? You'll find out soon. Well then. What? What do you mean? Hey, I got a call from my husband. I can't believe he was fired from his boss. According to Dorothy, in order to get rid of people you don't like, you don't care who you involve, do you? So I'm going to involve your husband. I'm going to destroy your family. Huh? If he's fired, how are we going to make a living? Didn't your husband tell you about this? The boss of the company he works for is one of the moms at the school. Mom? The boss? I didn't hear anything about that. That's strange. Your husband said he told you. I didn't hear that. Wait, you don't mean the boss? Yes, it's me. I've always been boss to your husband. Huh? Wait a minute. You're lying, right? I'm not lying. I'm the real boss of Million Corporation. That's why I can get your husband fired. Wait a minute. I didn't know anything about this. Do you think you can get away with that? A grown adult who made a child sad. I told you, didn't I? Even if you apologize later, I won't forgive you. Wait. I'm going to tell everyone right now. I'll take responsibility for correcting it. So, you don't have to do that. You're no longer part of the kindergarten. What? What do you mean? If your husband was fired from his job, you can't even live in your current apartment, right? That's why he's going back to the countryside. Huh? No way, I don't want to do it. Firing him is too much. I just went a little far. A little? Is what you did just a little bit too much? Well, that's... Your husband said, if you know he's going back to countryside, you wouldn't like it. I guess that was true. Of course not. Who would want to go to the countryside like that? Everything is so poor. That's definitely not the place for me. Then why don't you stay there by yourself? If you can pay the rent, that is. What? What are you talking about? Your husband. He's been thinking about divorcing you for a long time. He even put the boss of his own company in trouble. He was convinced that he couldn't work with you any longer. Huh? What? What's that? Why, I never heard of such thing before. Not listening again, huh? Dorothy, you're the kind of person who never listens to others, aren't you? Didn't your husband tell you that many times about your attitude towards other mothers and your son's education? What's that? Your husband told me. Dave has become selfish just like you. He won't listen to anything he say. Both you and Dave. He said that you and Dave make fun of his father and the other people at the kindergarten, even though you've talked about it many times. You're always so full of your opinions. I can't handle it anymore. Oh, but he can't tell me what to do. He hasn't done a very good job of raising his own child. But that's not the case anymore. He's decided to raise his child properly and change his working hours. He's also moving to a new department. What? You said he was fired. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. When I said he was fired, I thought the first thing you'd be worried about is money. I was testing you to see if that was true. Don't be silly. So my husband wasn't fired? Yes, miss, he's not fired. But it looks like the divorce is real. What? Wait a minute. What about Dave? Is my husband really willing to take him? Yes, he is. He's saying so even beside me right now. Huh? Are you with him? Yes. We're talking in the meeting room. What are you talking about? I'll never agree to this. I talked to your parents earlier. They told me that they'll leave everything to your husband, and they are not going to take you back to my parents' house. They said you can live on your own. Huh? Is that a lie? Why don't my parents take my side? Isn't it because of what you've done? I heard you were terrible at home. They were worried about Dave too. They wondered if he'd be okay being raised by you. Don't be silly. He's my child. It's up to me now how I want to raise him. A child is not an accessory to you. If you're thinking about Dave, I think it would be better for Dave if you don't keep him by your side. There's no way I can agree to that. You have no right to say that to me. That's true too. Then why don't you and your husband discuss the rest? If you were divorcing, I would do my best to support you. You don't stand a chance. Oh no, that can't be. By the way, you were a self-proclaimed boss mom, but no one really adores you. I'd be happy to see you're gone as soon as possible. Goodbye. Hey, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please. They talked it over and decided to get divorced. I feel a little sorry for Dave, but he's going to live apart from his mom. Her husband also has a brother living nearby. He will receive support from them as well. The company will do its best to support them. Dorothy seems to have been given some money. She has been allowed to live alone, and instead of paying child support for Dave, her husband has allowed her to visit him once a month. There are many things that her husband has not been able to do for Dave. He is still getting used to housework. He said that it takes a lot of time and effort, but he seemed to be very happy. I thought I would continue to support him in the future.